hello, darling, and welcome to Movie Macabre. Yes, sirree, it's little old me, that gal with the shape that drives the boys ape, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. You know, I was just looking over this catalog of classes being offered at City College. I mean, I figured I might take a night course or two in night school. You know what they say? It always pays to have an education to fall back on. Besides, I mean, it'll be a snap for me on account of how I do my best work at night. Okay, let me see here. Oh, home ec. Nah, I don't think I'd make a very good home ecker. Maybe a good home wrecker, but not a home ecker. What else is there? Hey, Chinese cuisine. That sounds pretty good. Nah, sounds too much like cooking to me. What else is... Oh, wow, hula lessons. Yeah, well, I read someplace that when a Polynesian girl dances, she tells a whole story with her hands. Sort of like the story Attila, the program director, told with his hands when he cornered me down by the water cooler. Yeah, I think I'll sign up for it. Or at least I'll thinking about signing up for it. Anyway, the movie this week should also prove to be an education. And just like the hula lessons in this catalog, it has kind of an island flavor to it. It's called The Island of Living Horror. The natives are restless, and I can't say as I blame them. Somebody made the mistake of letting them read the script. Anyway, it's coming right up after the advertisers beat their drums. It's The Island of Living Horror right here on Movie Macabre.
How have you returned to primitive ways?
It is, as my grandfather says, we have returned to the ways of our ancestors. And we are not too proud of it.
I'll tell you, honey, if you are looking for something to be ashamed of, you can put this movie at the top of your list. Boy, it ain't exactly what you call your A material, you know what I mean? Now, the one with the A material is that blonde chick, Carla. Why, when she was on that boat, she had that captain in stitches. Well, it didn't matter what she said. She had him rolling on the poop deck, which is a heck of a lot less messy than the other way around. Okay, now check out this delivery.
Isn't that what a good wife is for?
Now, that was a nothing line, right? But timing is everything. I mean, believe me, I ought to know. And that captain's laugh, is it ever contagious or what? Then again, so is herpes. Well, it's more fun in the tropical sun, right after these words. See, she goes by the name Beverly Hills because Beverly Mountains wouldn't fit on the marquee. Oh, we're back. Hi. Boy, I will tell you, you don't want to pick that fruit out there in that jungle. It's liable to pick back. I mean, a moving banana tree, whoa! You have the same darn problem with Bran. And if that didn't take the cake back there in that village when that Peace Corps Romeo turned to the others and said,
"What's going on?"
That is supposed to be my question. What the heck is going on? Well, maybe we'll get some answers when our fearless trio get to wherever it is they're going. But don't hold your breath. Yeah, what is it, Doc?
What time is it?
Hey, good question, good question. Why, it's time for a commercial, by golly. The Island of Living Horror continues after this time out. Yeah, well, theoretically, it might even be possible to stay awake through the rest of this turkey, but I wouldn't make a book on it. And I don't know why Doc Henderson made such a big deal out of some doggone land crab. I mean, what about that tree out there that was moving like Joe Cocker? But didn't I tell you this story would start making sense before long? Why, sure I didn't. You see, it all has to do with the atomic testing over on the bikinis. The explanation may be brief, but then so are the bikinis. Yeah, golly. Boy, if a gag ever needed a rim shot, that was it. But seriously, ladies and germs, let's have a few explanations. I mean, I'd like to know more about that poor man's Ricky Ricardo. You know, the guy who calls himself a fellow American, Esteban Powers. Now, what kind of a plantation is that he is running? What is it he raises, besides maybe dwarves?
Migraine.
Migraine? Migraine! Oh, green! I'll buy that. Try this one, Esteban. Hey, Lucy, I'm home! Oh, how does that old song go again? Red sails in the sunset? Well, when Red sails, I'd like to be with him. But all seriousness aside, here is a movie that has it all. Colorful locations, drama, suspense, locations, excitement. Did I mention locations? Anyway, it has it all. It's
moving.
Yeah, that's right, Carla. It's moving. Thank you. Boy, like I said before, timing is everything. What do you say it's about time we go to the commercials? Sure, she just wanted to know if Esteban was awake. Well, he ain't awake, but Baldy there is. Will he do? I have a feeling anybody'll do. Talk about a study in frustration. And that chick Carla has tried more doors than the Avon lady. She should have just stayed on board that rust bucket of a ship where she was appreciated. Since they hit the island, the only time she gets grabbed is when she gets too close to one of them trees. Hey, maybe she could try stacking up 3 of them dwarves on end. Something else she could try is a cold shower. With that chump, I suppose Carla's gonna play hard to get. Hey, if you will excuse a rather indelicate non sequitur, whatever the heck an indelicate non sequitur is, where did our pal Esteban disappear to when that ugly creature thing showed up? Hey, Esteban, ¿dónde está? Hey, wait a minute. You don't think that Esteban and that monster are one and the same person, do you? I mean, you know how Clark Kent always conveniently disappears just before he turns into Superman?
But that's incredible.
Yeah, I guess you're right, Carla. I mean, that does sound a little far-fetched, but there's something kind of fishy about Esteban. I mean, a lot of guys will want to show you their etchings, right? But their wives' etchings? That is kind of strange. Well, I would keep an eye on that dude. Something the advertisers would like you to keep an eye on are these commercials of theirs. We'll take a break right now.
When I am ready.
Hey, bub, you are ready. I was right and Carla was wrong. Esteban's the monster. Na 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 na. Well, there goes that schoolgirl complexion of his. Yuck. And poor old Goro. You know, the guy with the bald head. He ends up taking all the flack, right? Well, that's what he gets for being so rough on them dwarves. What goes around, comes around. And when you're dealing with dwarves, it ain't that far around. And now I guess Jim and that native girl are caught somewhere between a rock and a hard hat. I mean, they can't go back to the village, and they better not go back to Esteban's joint. So what's left? Where do they go? Well, I guess you just go to a commercial. In a minute, it's the exciting conclusion to the island of open sores. I mean, open horrors. No, living horrors. Yeah, I know what you're saying right now. I don't believe I watched the whole thing. Well, just think of it this way. If it wasn't for the bad movies, you'd never appreciate the good ones. If there were any good ones. You might want to think of Movie Macabre as a course in film appreciation. Hey, I think I remember seeing that course in this catalog from City College. Maybe I ought to take it. Heck, maybe I ought to teach it. Nah, I ain't so sure the school is for me anyway. When you look as good as I do, brains only get in the way. I'll just chuck this. Now, if I had any brains, I would have chucked the movie right from the get-go. But you know what they say? It all pays about the same. About $1.380. And of course, next week is another week. I'll be looking for you then, and until then, keep on dreaming those unpleasant dreams.